Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Tell us, what is gender-based violence? Just tell us in a few words what it means.
well, it just means violence that's been perpetrated to a woman, to a female, that she's incapable of controlling or having uh, control over.
Okay. And while talking about her, I forgot to mention she's also the chairperson of NILO, which is League of Women, Voters in Nigeria, Niger State chapter. We are also going to talk a little bit about NILO and what NILO stands for. Okay. So, how does it affect individuals, gender-based? How does it affect individuals, this violence that we're talking about?
But when you talk about this violence, it can have a very devastating effect, and it could also have a lifetime effect on women. There is psychological torture. The psychological violence that is done to a woman can be so high that it leads her into depression, of which she cannot seem to get herself out of it. There are also the domestic violence that you talked about, that the scars that get caught up in her heart are scars that can't be healed. Not like the physical scars you see on her body that can be easily healed. These scars go a long way, a very long way. You find some even mentally fully affects them, and it all starts just from abuse. Abuse can start from as little as when you are less than 3 years old. Less than 3 years old, abuse can start on you, and it can have very, very devastating effects. It makes a lot of people become wayward. They lose feelings for this world. They become wicked people, because as a result of that, they tend to feel they have to constantly protect themselves, and so they end up being violent, because that was what was melted out to them for a greater part of their years. Oh, you see that from their relatives. It messes up the brains.
So, okay, a child that is abused, let's not say not abused with words, like you keep on telling a child, you are dull, you see your juniors are doing more than you will never get anywhere. Is that also a form of abuse?
That's a serious form of abuse. That is mental abuse. It's part of mental abuse, because as a child, he's in his formative years, and then when you keep reiterating that to the child, he keeps it in his head, and then he doesn't allow himself to actually progress. What you tell him is what he continues to play out. You're not telling him, oh, you can do better, you did well, I'm proud of you, but I know you can do better. You understand? But you're just telling him you are dull. Look at your mate. He keeps on saying, oh, okay, I'm a dull person, I can't make it. I know I can't make it. I'm dull. Even my mother has been telling me right from youth. So it becomes an abuse.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you prevent this gender-based violence? How can they be addressed?
By lots and lots of sensitization. What we're doing now, the 16-day activism, is a form of trying to end all forms of abuse. So if there is intense awareness, enforcement of existing laws as regards to what is on ground, and then also implementation of the laid down punishments for offenders, you find that we will be able to put a complete stop, a complete end to this abuse.
Okay, what role can men play in preventing gender-based violence?
Well, for men, I tell them they need to know that it's a very tiny line between discipline and wickedness.
Okay.
The line is so tiny, it's thinner than a thread. Because when you as a man feel you are trying to discipline your wife, you might end up you are doing more than that. You are punishing her, you are torturing her, you are being wicked. Now you could say, okay, I'm not going to talk to her because she has been doing this particular act several times, so I will not talk to her. And then psychologically she's getting tormented in her brain, because she doesn't know exactly what she did to you, or how she can even fix it, or what she should do. You understand? So it's a form where we tell the men that you need to know that your wife is a wife. Your wife is a wife, and she needs you. She needs you to be with her. She needs you to guide her. Your children are your children. Just because you gave birth to your children does not mean you have 100% rights over them. Your rights starts and also ends from the day that they are a full fetus in the womb of their mother. Yes, because their rights starts from there as a child. You know, which you can abuse, because if the mother psychologically is not mentally fit, she cannot give the child what he needs. She cannot produce what the child needs, and it could affect the child, even the brains and everything of the child.
Okay. Now we hear about women that have been abused domestically, and maybe even not domestically, but they tend to keep quiet. They shy away from maybe reporting to the appropriate authorities. Why do you think women do that?
Well, when you look at that, you tend to know that we come up. I think I should say, maybe I should take it from the point of religion again.
Okay.
Normally, religion has spelled out that we are underneath the men, and the voice of a woman should not necessarily be heard too loud or in the wrong direction. And then as you grow up, custom and tradition come and play a part in it, and then you are telling you, don't say anything, just manage. Yeah, be patient. Now, are you going to be patient until you die before people talk about you and say, hi, this woman was patient, or he was beating her every day? We have several cases that have happened here in Mina. The husband beat the wife till death.
Wow.
Before, everyone was saying she was so patient, he was beating her every day. She kept reporting to the father. The father kept crying and telling her she should go back. He wouldn't even listen to her. Typical attitude, you know. So we need to change that mindset. We need to stop that completely.
So it has to start with us.
Yes.
And then even
Yes.
children that are being abused, and parents keep quiet about it. They keep quiet, they don't report. I think they are scared of stigma.
Yes, you see, for abuse for us in the north, that was why when I was a DG, we made it a point of duty to go to that community and to tell everybody the person that has been abused is the hero. He is the hero. The family that come out to say my child has been abused, they are our heroes, you know. But the person that has perpetrated the offender, he is the criminal. And there's nothing to be ashamed of, because the person that could come up and say my child has been abused, gets my rights for me, is a hero. Because even in the Quran, Allah says stand up and fight for your rights.
Yeah.
So for a woman to have the courage to come out and say my child has been abused, we have harrowing cases. There are some cases where a man raped the mother, came and again raped her daughter because of her inability to have said, this man raped me when I was a young woman. Came back to the same household, of course, because he felt she couldn't talk, she didn't talk, so she's not going to talk again. You know? So we need to speak out. We need to speak up. Talk. If you don't talk, nobody can help you, nobody can protect you, nobody can enhance your rights.
So let's go to the League of Women's Voters of Nigeria. What are its primary objectives?
Well, NILO is it's called the Nigerian League of Voters, and we are cut across all over all the states. We have our chapters there. Our main aim and focus is to ensure that we encourage women to go and get their cards and vote. Now, if you have your card, you know that you are protecting your rights to go and vote. If you also know that under NILO, we're encouraging the women, don't sell your body for votes. You understand? If your husband is beating you, not allowing you to go out and vote, You don't need to fight him to go and get your voter's card. No. You need to find a way to talk to him subtly, calmly, or get other people to talk to him to allow you to go and get your voter's card, to also allow you to go and vote. You understand? So if women know that for us under the GBV, for us under the GBV that is ongoing now, the 16-day activism, is to enlighten people to know that do not trade yourself politically for politics, because politics is a safe space. It's a very, very safe space, and it's a space that you can utilize to the best of your own ability and capabilities.
Okay. So how does NILO work to promote women's participation in politics and decision making? What have you done so far in NILO?
We've done so many things.
Okay.
We've supported women cut across all the 25 local governments that have had the last election, that have come out for election, by the printing of lots and lots of posters, banners, distributing it to them. We've also ensured and that we're able to capture some of them to be given some grants to enable them, to help them in fighting for their rights by going in for election fully. At the same time, we have done lots and lots of sensitization, lots of work, lots of enlightenment. We are presently at the forefront in promoting the reserve seats for women. We've started with the POA women on how to also enforce their rights, know their rights, and how to go about it politically. We're also in a partnership with FIDA, Women Affairs, Child's Rights, and many other relevant organizations, agencies, and ministries.
Okay, let's talk about forced marriage. Would we call that to gender-based violence, forced marriage, and child trafficking? Do they fall under gender violence?
Yes, they do fall under it, depending on how it works out.
Okay.
You know, when you do a forced marriage, we had a very, very harrowing case of some girls that were being forced to get into marriage, and then they were taken to a village, you know, where they are tied down, hands down, and then raped by the so-called husband, and then drugged and tied up until they become pregnant. So you can imagine the effect of that harrowing experience on that female for the rest of her life.
It will stay with her.
Yes, it will stay with her. Those who are trafficking in children, you know, they tell these children all sorts of lies. Now, because they are children, their mind cannot easily divulge and understand this is lies and this is the truth, you know. And then because of that, you find out that they make wrong decisions and follow them, and then they end up being abused mentally. These girls, by the time they are taken to wherever they are taken, they realize they've fallen into a trap, but they can't go out again. It's gone.
So, do you think women have a role in shaping Nigeria?
Definitely women will have a very, very big role. That is why we at NILO are there to ensure that women understand that role, to ensure that women grab onto that role, to ensure that women walk on that role.
Okay, so do you collaborate with government agencies and other NGOs in NILO?
Definitely we do. Like I said, we collaborate with the Ministry of Women Affairs, the Child's Rights Agency, FIDA, Federation of Women Lawyers, POA, Police Officers' Wives, and several other agencies and ministries.
So tell us a bit of challenge you face in NILO.
Yeah, one of our greatest challenge in NILO is the lack of awareness that people don't have as regards to Nilo.
Mm.
Because in as far as I'm concerned, in every state, every woman is a member or should be a member of Nilo. But if you don't come out and join, then how would you know what we're doing? And how would you be able to help your fellow brothers and sisters? Most especially your fellow sisters, because we are the ones at a disadvantage
Yeah.
in every sphere of life. For a woman, everything she does is so Herculean, you know. So, whether we want to agree to it or not, we're at a disadvantage, and we need to come out. We need to know what Nilof is doing, and then we move up the next level.
Mm.
We will have an issue of illiteracy too that is also affecting us, because our target, more of our target, is the grassroots, but there's inability, there's language barrier, there is all sorts of barrier, custom, tradition, all that are barriers that are affecting us at Nilof.
Okay. So, what are some common myths and misconceptions about gender-based violence, and how can they be debunked?
Well, you see, some of the myths is that like a man now feels that because he's married to you, he cannot rape you. But under the law, there is rape between a married couple, a man and wife, wherever once she's above the age of below the age of 18, one, she doesn't consent to it. It's rape. When she's even above that, and you force her, it's also, and she says she didn't want it, you forced her, is rape. You know, the men will now say, hey, on this issue. But it is like that. It is the truth, you know.
Yeah.
The law is there. There's no laid down rule and procedure as regards to that. It is there. It's real. Because a woman doesn't have to, she just has to agree to you. You can't force her because you want it, you feel it's your right. It's not your right. It's supposed to be consensual agreement between two matured adults.
Okay. So, as a one-time DG for Child's Right Agency, I'm sure you have seen and heard so many horrifying incidents in Niger State, particularly. What do communities really join hands with you to prevent such from happening again? And if not, how can they join hands to stop it from happening? Gender-based violence, how can they join hands?
Well, like I said, within the communities, every communities, then and even right now, you'll be surprised that we have a she in a his body.
Okay.
Not to talk about the women that are up and doing in almost every ward, every local government. You have people that have just volunteers just on those issues, and they come out and actually tell you about cases, bring up cases that are happening within their own communities. So if wherever you are, whatever you are doing, like the saying goes, if you see it happening and you don't talk about it, you don't do anything about it, you are also part of the offender. You are part of the crime. You are joining hands to perpetrate a crime. But even we've had cases where a sister had to report her sister, you know, because the sister was maltreating her house helps, you know, and the sister didn't even know she was maltreating, not until when she brought her sister to us. And of course, we don't divulge our informants at Child's Right, and that is what they're still doing now. The present DG is doing a very, very good job too. You don't divulge your informant, and then by the time we got the sister then and counseled her, she ended up breaking down and crying. She said she didn't even know that she was being wicked. Until date, she has not done anything contrary to the rules, you know.
So, what strategies do you have in place to support victims of gender-based violence? How do you go about it?
What we intend to do is to be in full collaboration with the Ministry of Women Affairs, seeing that they also have some facilities like the safe home. They also have an orphanage, and then we also have several individuals too that have orphanages as well. But the safe home is the most preferred one because it is where you can keep an adult woman who has been abused,
Hmm.
either physically, mentally, or otherwise.
Okay, so listeners, you are hearing that we have a safe house in Niger State for gender-based violence for women and for children, right?
Yeah.
You have a place also for children.
Yeah.
So women, please feel free, feel safe. Once you have been abused in any way that you feel you are not comfortable with, you have a safe place to stay for some time. So, listeners, if you are just joining us, you are onto the program The Scoop, and with us we have uh, Barrister Mariam Kolo talking about gender-based violence. We'll be right back.
This is NEXTER 97.7 FM Studio. Get out.
Hello, listeners. Welcome back. This is NEXTER FM 97.7, and you're onto the program The Scoop. Today we are discussing gender-based violence. And the number to call to be part of this program is 070 691. I'll take that again, 070 1. Sorry, please, 070 691. Okay. So, listeners, we have Barrister Mariam Kolo here in the station, and we are talking about gender-based violence. Now, talking about gender-based violence, is it just women? Do male also witness domestic violence at home or even outside? Do they?
Yeah. Men also witness some domestic violence,
Yeah.
but the rate or the proportion between the men and the women is higher for the women.
Okay.
Yeah, for the men, yes, there are cases, and also their rights too are being protected equally too.
Mm.
Yes,
Okay.
but as it is all known or stated, women being the weaker sex, we tend to have more sympathy on the women, so we ally more with the women.
Women.
Yes, but the men are protected too.
Okay. So listeners, the number to call is 070 77 99 96 91. That's 070 77 99 96 91. So what support systems do you have? Like, because after being gender based, maybe you are abused in whatever way, it affects you mentally, your mental health. So what support system does the government or does NILO have in place to support these victims?
They have a lot. Now, what we do is we, like I said, we liaise directly with the Ministry of Women Affairs, as well as the Child Rights Agency,
Okay.
as well as the
I'm sorry,
society.
please. We have a caller here.
Mhm.
Let's answer the call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we have lost that call. You can, the number to call is 070 77 99 96 91 to be part of this program and giving your contribution. So sorry for the interruption.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, we do full collaboration with the Ministry of Women Affairs, because they have a lot of counselors there. With Child Rights Agency, they have a lot of counselors there, because anybody that has been abused needs counseling to get out of that state of mind that the person is in.
Mm.
Yeah, we also liaise with the Society of Counselors to broaden our own perspective of counseling. Those that need to be counseled, they must be counseled for a certain period for them to get out of where they are and understand how wrong that act was, and what they can do to move on.
Okay. So is there a helpline or a hotline that you can call if you feel you are being abused? Is there a line, or what's the procedure?
Good. Well, you could call anybody in any one of us at Nilov.
Okay.
You could call me, and my number is 080
Mm-hmm.
33946160.
Can you take the number again?
080
Uh-huh.
33946160.
So listeners, that's the number to call if you feel you are being abused. 08033946160. Now, we've had cases of doctors abusing women. I've had this story of a lady that went to check for. Okay, we have another caller. Let's answer this call. Hello, good morning. Hello. May I know who is on the line and where you're calling from?
Thank you very much. My name is Muhammad Yahya Gaya. I'm calling here in Chanchaga local government.
Okay. So, well, go ahead. Yeah. Thank you for calling.
So, thank you very much. I just want to contribute based on the gender violence topic.
Okay.
So, it is great that you people brought somebody that has experience, Barrister Mariam Kolo, somebody that has served as DG, Child Rights Agency. She has been working on that for a very long time. So that is why I say it's great. I think it's someone that has such an experience. So the issue of gender-based violence is something that is rampant all over the community. Let me say in extension, even in Niger State and Nigeria at large. It's something that the government need to checkmate and also work hand in hand with the traditional leader and
Okay.
people in the community to see how to curtail such a situation in the society. So thank God we have people that are working on it. I think we have NGOs, people like, let me say, Mother, like Barrister Mariam Kulu already, that has been working on it around the clock. So I do appreciate the program so much, and I do learn a lot of things that have been happening in the society. So I would just say kudos to you people, and the program should be continuous process, not only for today, so that at least we need to be educating ourselves properly. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mohammed Yahaya Gaya, for the compliment. Thank you. So, as I was saying, even in hospitals, there's a kind of abuse sometimes by the male doctors to the female, to their patients, especially when it comes to maybe they're going to be checked um, or screened or something. Because I heard of a story of a lady who went and felt a lump. She wanted the lump to be checked to make sure it's not cancer. Now, after the doctor has checked it, he violated her in a terrible kind of way. And we women have this thing in us. If you are abused in that manner, you feel shy. You feel very shy. You don't want to talk because you feel you have done something really bad in the society. So what advice do you have to women like that? Even going to the hospital, if you're going to be checked by a male doctor, what should a woman do in that kind of situation?
Well, I think I'll just tell all the women out there that they should be brave enough to speak out. When you talk about your problem, it is already half solved. But if you don't talk about your problem, we cannot solve it. And I do believe that you should always insist, if you are being checked, that there should be another female nurse
No.
there in the room with you, even if it's a junior nurse, which I can see they do in most hospitals now.
Yeah.
They wouldn't check you alone, but where the doctor is trying to do that alone, you can ask him, please kindly call in another female. I'll feel much more comfortable if she's there with me, and you will see she would respond.
Okay.
You would respond.
Okay. So how do you think education, awareness will lower the rate of gender-based violence? And then there's this question I've always wanted to ask: why can't gender-based violence as a topic kind of be included in our curriculum, so that children from when they are young, yes, you as a parent would teach your child, school tops it up. Don't you think it'd be quite nice if that is added in our curriculum?
Well, I think it's going to be a fantastic one, because anywhere that you make it compulsory for all the students to learn about GBV, they now know when abuse has started, because I think that is the most important thing, for a child to know when abuse has started before the abuse actually takes place. For example, a guy could come up and tell you, Matana, my wife, and be luring you with sweets. So you need to teach that child that he should not collect sweets, chewing gum, biscuits from anybody. And that female body is a precious tool. So yes, definitely parents at home should teach their children not to collect those dangerous sweets that they collect from strangers. Even a stranger as good as your own uncle, let them not collect it. Daddy's friend, all that, please. At the same time, you made a very vital point, and we are hoping that with the enlightenment that is ongoing, we'll really take it across to the Ministry of Education. We are hoping that when they place in the commissioners there, whoever is there will be able to look into this matter adequately and see how it can be addressed. I do know that in all the schools, they have clubs on GBV. They have been advised to all have clubs on GBV, so that their children could be taught how to protect themselves, how to know when an abuse has started. So it's very, very important,
And how to
education-wise. Yes, and how they can speak out.
And then another vital, important information that I think our listeners should know, especially our parents, mothers, we should stop encouraging play, my husband, my wife. Ah, you are my wife. Come, my wife. I think that is where it even starts.
Yeah,
They call
that is
small
exactly
children,
where it starts.
yeah, my
That's where it
wife,
starts.
my wife, and
My wife,
yeah,
come, sit
eh,
down on my lap.
this one is my
Let me
life.
carry you.
Wife, yes.
You know, stuff
Mm.
like that should be stopped.
Okay, and then in the aspect of education, thank God you said whoever it is will be there. You look at it to see how that can be included in the curriculum. Now, let's go back a bit to Nilo. Can you tell us some notable achievements that you have achieved so far, that Nilo has achieved?
Okay. Yes, we have. We're in the forefront in the promoting of the uh, bill for seats for women,
Okay.
and we're not relenting on that. We are also on the forefront in educating poor, enlightening poor. I think as regards to what Nilo is all about and what politics is all about and their voting rights.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, those are some of the most notable things we've done.
Okay. So you are how far has this bill gone for women?
Well, for now, it has been suspended pending. The speaker has stated that he wants to ensure that every member has a copy of the bill to go through it throughout December, and it will be taken up by next year, when he will not take any excuses for anybody stating he doesn't have a copy of the bill.
Okay.
So we are very, very confident this bill is going to be passed with, of course, with the First Lady being on the hem of affairs,
Mm.
and the First Ladies of every state keying in to the free seats. So we're very, very confident about it.
So what role do you think women can play in shaping the future of Nigeria and our children most especially?
Nigeria, the female, should I say, I don't even know how to put it, but they are the crux of politics. We are the ones that come out to vote. We are the ones that choose our leaders. So I say that the women should be more enlightened as regards to their rights. They should go and exercise their civic duty by getting their cards. Those whose cards have expired, go renew. Those who have come of age, go and get your cards. Those that have hidden their cards, they don't even know where it is again. It's time to dig it up and see it and know where it is. And then very, very important is to come out on the voting day to come and exercise your rights. You don't have to wait to be told to come out and vote.
Yeah.
It is your right. One single vote can change the course of history.
Okay. Sorry, please. We have a call. We have a call. Huh?
Hello?
Hello. Good morning. Hello.
How are you?
We are fine. Please. Who am I talking with, and where are you calling from?
Ati Munubi ke magana.
To. Sanu Aunty Munubia.
Yawa.
To. So me za ki ce a program din?
A gaskiya wannan program gaskiya namu ne na mata.
Okay.
Kuma namu ne na mata wannan program din.
Mhm.
Yawa saboda mata an ban mu a baya kuma mu ke wahalhalu kuma mu ke ake wulakantawa kamar ba mu da yanci.
Okay.
Ya kamata kuma mata na cancaga
Mm.
da na dukkanin za su mu jajirce a kan tafiyar mata mu san cewa a mata su ne komai don kun ba mu ba tafiya.
Ba shakka.
Kuma yanzu da ita barista Maryam Kwana ta shigo ta yi wannan magana ai yanci ne irin su ba su da yawa a Niger State.
To.
Irin Maryam Kwana ba su da yawa.
To.
Da a ce suna da yawa sun kai su biyar. Da mu karan kanmu mata mun sami yanci.
Ba shakka.
Kuma yancin da za mu samu akan wannan lamarin shine a'a yaya rayuwarmu za ta kai ya ta 'ya'yanmu za ta kai ya a'a waye ma zai tsaya mana akan mahimmanci na 'ya'yanmu kamar makaranta da kuma rayuwar da tallace-tallace da za a daina yin shi na 'ya'ya mata.
Mm.
Amma ni wannan tsari na program ya mun
To.
domin inda za a ce a samu shugabanci irin na wannan baiwa Allah wallahi da komai da kuke gani a rayuwa ba ita kaɗai ba don ka a ce don tana tare da mu ne namu irin su ba su da yawa ba dai zan kira suna ba balle a ce a ina mata fighting ni ba na mata fighting yanayin yadda rayuwa yake da yanci namu na mata take kokarin karɓo mana mu matan mun ki jajircewa mu karɓi abin mu taya ta ita kaɗai take kuma ya kamata 'ya'ya mata mu taya ta mu jajirce.
To mun gode anti Munubiya, mun gode da contributions ɗinki. So what she basically said, even though is an English program, but she spoke in Hausa, but she's saying that okay, we have another caller. Hello, good morning. May I know who is on the line? Where are you calling from? Okay, Umar Mohammed, thank you for calling.
Thank you for listening to your program. I'm happy to hear from you, Ma.
Okay. Okay.
The type of people that they have in this program, Ma, how do we reach you if you have a situation of cases like that?
Okay. 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 Well, but at the end of the